Trevor Story out there,
from my standpoint, becomes the most appealing player.
Looping liner, Story grabs it.
Story, what a play by Trevor Story. Story makes the catch. Trevor Story hit it.
Touch 'em all time for the second time this afternoon.
The diving stop, flip to Rogers, look at that! Unreal.
Trevor's is a Boston Story joining the Red Sox and about to make it official. We'll have live coverage of his press conference in Fort Myers as preparations are underway. Trevor Story expected to be there, of course. The entire Red Sox front office on hand, and we'll have live coverage for you coming up shortly as this one's about to kick off in moments. And that's why we are on the air early on a Wednesday with Harold Reynolds, Matt Vasgersian. We have a lot going on today, so it's a special supersized edition of Hot Stove. Not only live coverage of Trevor Story's press conference, live coverage of Carlos Correa's press conference joining the Minnesota Twins. We'll have Alex Cora on the show. We'll have Derek Falvey on the show. We'll have Tim Anderson on the show. Harold, good morning. We are jam-packed from home today.
How you doing, Matt? Man, good to see you. I figured I'd break out a little home gear, hanging out.
Yeah. You just woke up, didn't you? Seriously.
No, I'm running kids to school all over the place. Kidding me? I've been up since 6 o'clock. That's every morning. Hey, so we got a lot of guests, man. That's pretty cool. A lot of players, a lot of front office. The season's moving. April 7th is coming quick.
We do, and because April 7th is coming so quickly, we have Joel Sherman on the program today as well, coming up a little bit later on this morning, and he's going to go through the proposed rule changes which look and feel like they're just about done. And I don't know about you, but I was reading various reports yesterday, Harold, about what was in, what was out, what was final, what was not, and I think hopefully Joel can sort it all out for us this morning.
Yeah, I think the main thing, we're still coming off of a lot of protocols from 2020, from the COVID season, and we're still playing catch-up. If you look at the injuries I talked about a lot last season, we're still coming there. We got a short spring now, so you're going to see a lot of these rules reflected there. But let's go on out to the press conference. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go out to the press conference. Chaim Bloom is in place. So is Trevor Story. So is Sam Kennedy. Alex Cora. Will get right to live coverage of Trevor Story's Boston Red Sox press conference. Let's go out to Fort Myers.
Welcome to JetBlue Park. This morning, the Boston Red Sox announced the signing of infielder Trevor Story to a 6-year contract through the 2027 season with a club option for 2028. Before we begin with questions today, Red Sox President and CEO Sam Kennedy and Chief Baseball Officer Chaim Bloom would like to begin with a few remarks.
Thanks, Abby. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JetBlue Park. My job is simple here today. It's just to welcome all of you and to say a quick thank you to the Story family on behalf of John Henry and Tom Werner and our entire ownership group. We are so glad to have you and your family here in Boston. And I also want to express huge thanks to our incredible baseball operations group led by Chaim Bloom and Brian O'Halloran. They've done an amazing job, and we're so proud and appreciative of their efforts. And AC and your group, thanks for some of the recruiting that went into making this moment possible. Thank you, welcome, and I'll turn it over to Chaim.
Thanks, Sam. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are thrilled to welcome Trevor and his wife, Mally, to the Red Sox family. Trevor's work on the field speaks for itself. He's been one of the most dynamic players in the game. He impacts the game in every facet, at the plate, in the field, on the bases. His athleticism plays on both sides of the ball. And he's been both a run producer and a premium defender in the middle of the field. And he has the ability to help us in every aspect of the game. But he's just as impressive outside the lines. When you talk to people who know Trevor, you learn some things about him, and that's as much a reason why we're sitting here today. He values family. When he chose someone to spend his life with, he chose well. He's tough. He's accountable. He's a hard worker. He loves the game. He cares about winning. He's a great teammate. And we're blessed here with a talented and growing core. We've got veteran leaders who have won championships and want to do it again. We've got young players who got a taste of October and they're hungry for more. All of us in baseball ops are so grateful to John and Tom, Mike, and Sam for the support and the backing and the investment in what we're trying to build here. In our programs, in our staff, in the talent that we're developing from within, and in this case, that we add from the outside. So as we continue to build, we look to keep growing that core so we can sustain consistent excellence for many years. Trevor fits what we're trying to do here. He fits us on the field, he fits us in the clubhouse, and we're so excited to bring him and Mally to the family. Trevor, welcome to the Red Sox.
Thank you. Yeah, this is really a dream come true for me to play for an organization like Boston. This is just so much respect from afar.
The Red Sox have reportedly come to an agreement with a star shortstop.
BOH, Sam Kennedy, all the ownership. This has been a true privilege for me and my family. They've already made us feel like we're at home here. And at the end of the day, this kind of comes down to winning. And we felt like this was a great fit for me and my family. Just so looking forward to this opportunity to get on the field and chase this championship.
Jersey? All right.
Want to do the jersey?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's official.
Do it. Oh, time.
No. You and I.
So, there we go. Holding it up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what that. Behind you.
Is it good? Yeah, put it up.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right.
I like it. It's like I'm good with it.
I like the T-shirt.
You gotta get one of those. This is game night, right?
Yeah.
Let's do those two.
Feels good. Looks good.
Yeah.
And now we'll begin with questions. Sure you know Mike.
Okay. How do you feel the game will be adjusted to human time?
That's something that I'm really excited about. I took BP yesterday just to kind of feel on the replica field to see the monster and get used to it a little bit. And that's something that is going to take a little time for sure. But I'm excited, man. I know it's such a historic, the most historic place I think in baseball, and it's really an honor to put on this jersey and to play in that ballpark every night. So I feel really good about how my game will adjust there. Just kind of need the reps and the time.
You have to make away from the point.
I think there's kind of that stigma around Coors Field, whether the ball flies, which it certainly does, but I think more so the adjustment I would have to make is just the toll I think that it takes to play in altitude. I think I'll feel a little better playing in Boston every night, just when it comes to that and the recovery aspect of it. But other than that, I think baseball is baseball, and it's played at it's played the same at every park, and that's kind of the way that I've always looked at it.
Tell about playing with your new teammates, and could you tell me a little bit about your new teammates?
Sure. These guys, AC and Kike and Sale and Bogey, all these guys have reached out to me, and already made me feel so much at home. I haven't really met those guys in person just yet, obviously just from playing on the field with them. But, they've been more than welcoming, and those are the guys that get me excited about playing here. Such a young, talented team, and like Heim said, it's veterans that have won championships, and this is a very, very attractive place for me, and that's why I chose this place.
How much pressure do you think will be on you as chosen being the missing link to a world championship?
Well, I mean, that's why we came here, right? We came here to win, and I know the expectations here, and I know the expectations of myself, and kind of the standard that's set here by everybody from the front office and on down. So that pressure won't be put on me by myself, but I think just going out there and playing ball will kind of take care of itself, but we're going to do everything we can.
Trevor, how much do you consider going somewhere or staying somewhere where you can play shortstop versus coming here where obviously you're not going to play short?
Yeah, sure. It was something that me and my family and my team had to talk about a lot, and at the end of the day, like I said, it kind of came down to I've been saying my whole career that it's about winning, and I felt that this was a really good fit for me to play second this year on this team, on the Red Sox, and that's really what it came down to, and really just kind of seeing this team and seeing the trend that they're on, and kind of the players and the makeup of this team. That's really what kind of swayed me.
Can you talk about the guys recruiting you, the calls that you got?
Just kind of everyone just glowing about Fenway and Boston and the city, and just the passion that the fans bring every night. I think that was one of the most attractive things for me and my family too. That's what you want. These guys, the fans, everybody here, everybody involved cares, just as much as we do. And so can't wait to get to Fenway and play in front of the Red Sox faithful. Yeah, I think Bogey's been he's been amazing throughout kind of this process of me coming here, and he reached out to me. We talked on the phone for a little bit, and I think those things stay between us, but he didn't have to do that, and I think it just kind of shows his character and speaks to the kind of guy that he is. He wants to win, and he wanted me to come here, and that made me feel comfortable, off the jump. So, but as far as what was actually said, I think that stays between us.
Yeah, Trevor's been talking about winning, and part of the reason why we went after him is because we know how much he cares about winning. Everybody sitting here already knows how much Xander Bogaerts cares about winning and cares about this organization, and he showed it again in terms of this process, and you could feel it. He recognizes talent, right? And you could feel how much he wanted to add to this group and how much he wants another ring.
Talking about why Trevor was sort of the guy, kind of the guy you targeted all along, and talk about how that kind of played out.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot at the beginning of free agency, the beginning of the offseason. We cast a really wide net, all over the game, free agents, trade targets. But Trevor was someone, this year, really from the outset, that we had circled because of all the things that I said. He's incredibly talented. He can impact the game in every possible way. It's not just what shows up on the back of the baseball card. You look at how he runs the bases and some of the little things that he does, and those add value. They help you win games. And we know how narrow the margins are, especially in the American League East. We saw that last year. We just barely got in, and then we were fortunate enough to play for a while. And he does a lot of those things that help you win baseball games that don't show up in the box score. And then what I talked about his character, for move of this magnitude, you do an incredible amount of background research. Talked to a lot of people. I haven't found anybody yet who has a bad word to say about Trevor Story.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the player, but throughout the process, getting to know him as a person has been amazing. Since the first conversation we had in November, I think it was, and throughout the last 10 or 15 days, it's been great. Making a few phone calls just to, make sure we were in the same page. I know guys around the league really respect him. The athlete, the player, he brings a lot to this to our equation. And one of the things that we've been very consistent throughout this offseason is having guys that they're hungry to win, but they're great people, and you see the new guys that have been here throughout camp, in that clubhouse. It feels like they've been together for, they've been with us for 2 or 3 years. Now we had Trevor, he feels the same way. Obviously, what a lot of people did throughout the process, it means a lot, not only to the organization, but I know to him. They make me feel at home, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. Just for him to come here and, like he says, play ball. And we're gonna be in a good place. It's a very athletic group. I've been telling our strength coaches, our hitting coaches, Carlos Febles, our infield coach, that they got better yesterday. Obviously they made Jaime's a lot smarter today. I'm gonna be a better manager because he's here. But all kidding aside, we talk about improving. We've done it throughout the offseason. We added some pitching. Now Trevor, and I gotta give credit to ownership. John, Tom, Mike, Linda, and Sam. Obviously our front office, led by Jaime, BOH, Raquel, and Eddie. What they done is amazing. And when I found out, it was a great day because we don't. It's not only a great player; it's a great person. And we've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, sure. It's obviously truncated spring training. Everyone's kind of crunched on time as it is now. And I definitely fall in that boat, but I think playing second is something that I'm comfortable with. It's something I did a lot in the minor leagues. Playing on that side of second, I feel like I've done that a lot in the shift over the past few years, and so I know there's the little intricate details of it that I'm looking forward to getting comfortable with. But overall, just being there, I'd say I'm pretty comfortable, and but yeah, looking forward to getting those reps. Yeah, it's amazing. It's it's a kind of a spectacle. It's something that people come to see, and I think when it comes to the game part of it, it's something that usually when I hit a ball off the wall, I'm going to second no matter what. And from what I hear, I might need to walk that back a little bit, but yeah, and that that's going to come with the reps, and I like to be aggressive, but I know that. That's something I'm looking forward to, and it's just hard to tell until I'm there every night.
Two questions I cannot answer right now. We obviously just need him to get some reps and then put the spikes on and then go through the progression. So it's up to him and the medical staff. As far as the lineup, I mean, we'll see where we at April 7th. But one thing for sure, if he's healthy and he's ready to go, he'll be in the lineup April 7th.
I know that there's a lot of room, deep in right center. I know that some balls can get kicked around out there. So, hitting some balls out there, maybe some more triples, I guess. So, but no, I wouldn't say one thing in particular, just can't say how excited I am to be a part of that and play in that part and in front of those fans. That's probably the most intriguing thing for me.
Alex, how much do
I mean, we're going to be better in that aspect, right? We're more athletic. It's not about stealing bases. I've been saying all along. It's just the decisions, and he's an elite, base runner. So, from that aspect, we became actually better. And I think the knowledge and the communication factor, I think he's going to help his teammates, talk about the game, and not only base running wise, offensively, defensively, just having conversations with him. He has passion about the game. You see all these kids that come up from that organization. You see them from afar. You see Nolan with Cardinals and DJ with New York. They help their teammates and they make them better. And it's not about only the numbers, but it's what they bring to the equation. And they know the game. They know how to play the game. Obviously, everybody thinks that it's a different game in Colorado, but like Trevor said, it's still the same game. You got to get 27 outs. You got to, score some runs and play good defense. And, he brings that to the equation. I think he's going to help us, in that aspect.
Yeah, this is it's always a hot topic. Anytime a really good player from the Rockies goes and changes teams, there's actually a good amount of research in the public domain on it that everybody can read, and we do our own research certainly. And from a projection perspective, obviously it's a variable, but there's a lot of research and there's been a lot of really good examples. Alex just named a couple of guys who leave course and do very, very well.
Guys like DJ and Nolan, after they left the Rockies, they both had a lot of road success once they left Colorado. Were you able to talk to them about that?
Yeah, I mean, those are, two of my best friends in the game, and off the field too. But to be honest, not much has gone into that conversation, which is kind of why they've shared the same view as me, is that baseball is baseball, and kind of no matter where it's played, and we understand that that perception for sure, but we're just about the ball and looking forward to playing those games, Yeah. Yeah, feeling really good. We had a really good program in the off season, so feel really good about that. And it's it's something that happened last year and something that's behind us. So really healthy and looking forward to getting on the field and getting to the ball.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes our press conference for today.
Awesome. Good job. Sweet. Good job, guys.
There it is, Trevor Story's official entry into Boston with the Boston media on hand, and some interesting comments there. And we'll have an opportunity a little bit later on this morning to chat more about Trevor, some of the questions he was asked, and his expected fit in Red Sox, which everybody expects to go off swimmingly. Harold, do you have any thoughts having watched that for the last half hour?
Yeah, I thought the number one thing that stood out, a lot of questions about Coors Field. I thought it was great with Nolan Arenado, DJ LeMahieu. Those are current. You can go all the way back to Larry Walker and guys, but these guys are current teammates, and we've seen their success. It just comes down to, can you play or can you not? And this guy's one of the elite players in the game. I think, as I said with Nolan, when he went to St. Louis, I feel like this is a Hall of Fame move for Trevor Story. I mean, he's going to have Hall of Fame credentials, and now going to Boston, playing that ballpark on that team, we may be talking about Cooperstown a few years from now.
Yeah, I think it's great. The fit's great. I really wish that all these players that leave Denver would just leave Denver and not talk about how they can't wait to get out of Coors Field. I'm tired of hearing about that. But, it is a reality, and Trevor Story is going to be great in Boston. I don't think anybody feels any differently about that. So, one press conference down and another still